Okay, but then it has to be within a strategy, right? You still have to see, you have to see some years ahead, and like you have to try to plan out at least as much as possible what the strategy is going to be in order to know who you should hire and also to prioritize, you know.
Well, exactly, and this is, of course, this is what you're responsible for as being the leader, the CEO, the founder, entrepreneur of the company. One of your roles is that you, of course, have to look 3 years ahead. And you have to, but there's many techniques. I also use the technique of creating a very clear image of what I wanted the company to be in 3 years. So really clear. So how many people would we have? How many offices would we have? How many clients would we have? I made it really clear for everybody that everybody knew what the direction was. And that had two positive elements. The first one was that within the management team, I found out that a lot of people had lots of different views on how big we were going to be, and the discussion itself made it really clear that everybody was on the same page on what we were going to be. That's one. Yeah. The second one was because of everybody knew the direction, all the micro decisions that everybody took every day or within a company more or less fell that into that direction. People knew we were going to be in Germany in 2 years. Yeah. So people would already think about contacts, places, offices, clients in Germany. So the moment we went to Germany, it was way easier because we were already prepared. Yeah. And that's like a subconscious process within the company. Yeah. And that only works when you have a really defined vision of what your company will be like. If you don't have that, I'm taking too long?
No.
If you don't have that, you are continuously in battle with yourself, with your team. We got a request from Russia? Do we answer it or not? You need to have that.
So first thing to be great at is like setting a great, clear, defined vision, which is gonna attract great, clear, defined people, which is gonna then turn into a great company.
Well, if you make it as simple as that, it is as simple as that. Yeah. And of course, everything while you are doing that, everything will change. Yeah. The vision will turn out to be something else, and the people will. But without that, it's going to be a mess. It's going to take a lot of time, a lot of effort. It's going to be a lot of sweat, and then you go nowhere. Yeah. At least you need to have that vision or painted picture. That's also that.
And then I guess in that case, like everything that goes towards that vision has to be on the great side of things. Everything that like doesn't really help or doesn't help as much, then is like suboptimal to actually do.
Yes, and this is why there's another exercise. I've many exercises, and maybe I should explain where I got this all from, but maybe later. That is to start. To at least to have a quarterly review of your strategy, a short review. You have like once a year, like really, is it exactly, you know, the facts that we based our strategy on? Is it still coherent? Is it still true in terms of client need, in terms of market, in terms of competitors, but every quarter you need to sort of like review quickly and refine. And what you then do is, we always used to make a stop, start, keep doing. So what are the things we need to stop? What are the things we need to start? And are the things we need to keep? Because if you don't stop things, you will only add up processes, complexity. Yeah. So you can only do that when you actually say, okay, this is not what we're gonna do.
Does this start at a certain stage of the company, or you want to have it in from the start? Or because at the beginning you are like 5 to 10 people, you're on the same table, you basically discuss these things over drinks on Friday. So
yeah, and every lunch, and so you're right. There are phases. There's two things. First of all, you have the complexity factor, and second of all, you need to have your business model factor. It only works when you have more or less figured out what your business model is. So which problem are you going to solve for who, and how big you want to be. So you need to have, because usually companies in the beginning, they change a little bit. My company's changed, and then you finally figure out what you're going to do, and then the real smart companies only do that. And they don't do the rest. So this is the stop, start, keep doing. Yeah. And you need to do that exercise continuously, or else you're going to add complexity. So that's one. The first one was the size of the company based off the amount of employees. With 5 or 10 people, It doesn't really matter, because you as a founder, entrepreneur, you know exactly what is going on. You know who's talking to who. You know which process needs to be done first in your new CMS, or which, you have a good understanding. The moment you start growing after 8 or 10 people, complexity adds, and now you need to have more of a system and a process. In terms of responsibility, in terms of KPIs, in terms of priorities. Yeah. So this is where the whole thing starts to change. And this is also the moment where the entrepreneur himself needs to change from like a leader, co-worker, into more like a manager, which is a bad word for many entrepreneurs, but you need to have management processes to get the company to the next level.